Greetings dear friends and welcome to the Blue Cube YouTube channel. In this video, you will learn everything you need to know about colors and different types of gradients as we continue our Adobe Animate beginner to advanced tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As you probably know, coloring shapes and characters is very important in animation, and you should learn this lesson well. I will first select the rectangle tool. I can choose a color for shape 1 from the fill section. I will choose the color red, and by holding down the left click, I create a rectangle. Now, friends, if I want to change the color of the shape in the fill section again, you see that it will not change. The reason is that after you create the shape is deselect. So you should first select the shape with the free transform tool, and then change the color of the shape again from here. There is another option here, friends. It is called Fill Alpha. This tool decreases or increases the transparency of our shape. To help you understand this better, I will create a new layer here. I will teach you layers in future lessons. Right now, I just want you to learn Fill Alpha. I create a new layer and create a new shape. I select it with the free transform tool and change its color to green, for example. Now I will reduce the alpha value like this and click on my document. Now you see that the transparency of this shape has decreased and you can see the blue rectangle under this green rectangle. So you can change the transparency of shapes using the Fill Alpha option. Select the shape, and if you set the alpha value to 100, the shape will return to its normal state. Okay. I will generally select this layer from here and delete it. I select the shape again. In the fill section, you can choose any color spectrum that you want. You can choose black, white, or gray, or you can choose absolute and complete colors from here. Red, green, blue, purple, and various colors. The color code of the shape is displayed on the mouse cursor for any color you place. Each color has a unique color code and the color code is displayed here. You can also reduce the alpha value from here, which I explained the use of. If you click on this icon, the shape will be displayed without color. I click on it and you see that now the shape only has a stroke and no longer has an internal color. I select my shape again and delete it. I select the rectangle again. I click in the fill section and choose another color for my shape. I create another rectangle. I make the stroke smaller. If I click on fill again here, there are different gradient modes. The gradient changes the color of our shape from one color to another. For example, you see here that black goes to white or white to black. I choose the other option. In this case, the color in the center of the shape is white and gradually changes to black. Friends, all these colors are changeable. Now I select this gradient. To change the black and white colors, I go to the color panel. The color panel is here. If I click on it, the color panel opens for me. Also, if you don't have this panel, you can activate the color panel from the window menu. Once you activate it, this section opens for you. For you to see it better, I will place it here for now. You can easily move any panel, as I explained in the previous lesson. Now you see that the solid color mode is active, which means that I can only choose one fixed color for the shape. I select the gradient mode. Now to change the gradient colors, I double-click on this slider. Now I can choose a color. For example, I choose the color red here to replace the black color. I double-click on the other slider and choose the color blue. Also, in this section, you can see the color codes again. Click on any slider to display the color code. Again, I can click here to create another slider. With each click, another slider is created. If you use the double-click method, you can add another one. Why didn't it work now? Because our shape was deselect. Select the shape and click on the slider to create another slider. Double-click and choose the color yellow. You see that now it shows the yellow color in the middle of our shape. Select the shape again. You can change the yellow color to a blue gradient, for example. Or you can change the yellow color to a red gradient and apply the changes to the shape as you wish. As I said in the previous lessons, the gradient tool is also available here. If you select this tool and double-click on the created gradient, you can change the gradient like this. This time, instead of linear gradient, I can choose the radial gradient mode. You see that the changes are applied to us like this. Again, I can apply the changes to the shape from here. I change the color from here, and since the radial gradient tool is now active, we can apply the changes to the color of the shape. If I click here, I can make the gradient smaller, I can make it bigger, or I can rotate it from this section and create different modes. Note that if the transform tool is selected, you can only apply changes from here, but if you select the gradient tool, you will have access to these levers. Again, I click here, friends. Now we can use the bitmap fill option instead of colors. Now use a photo instead of colors. For example, I select a photo for this shape and click on the Open option. You see that it replaces this photo instead of the color. Now if I want to move the photo in the shape, I can come back here and select the gradient tool. I click on the anchor point that I taught in the previous lesson and drag it down. I adjust the photo in the shape. You can also make other changes from here and make the photo smaller or larger. I make the photo smaller. You see that, in this case, the photo is repeated. The smaller I make the photo, the more the photo is repeated inside the shape. You can also move up and down the document by rotating the middle mouse button. I select the shape again and choose the same solid color and choose one color for the shape. Or I can click here and choose one color. Friends, the same settings exist for the stroke, and you can change the stroke color or choose the gradient mode. If I choose the color black, part of the stroke will turn black and I can change the other colors again. I choose black for the stroke. If I click on the paint bucket icon like this, it will show me the color code and the color spectrum again. I can change the color again from here. The same settings exist in the stroke section. We can change the color mode by clicking on any of these options, and we can choose different color spectrums. If you click on this icon, the fill and stroke colors will be switched. There is another option in both the fill and stroke sections that removes the color or stroke. Since the stroke is now active, it will remove it. If you have clicked on fill and click on this option, it will remove the internal color. It depends on whether you have selected fill or stroke. To recreate the color, I use the paint bucket tool. If I select it and click here, this color is created and I can change the color of the shape again. But friends, if you have chosen any color you want and want to save it, click on the Add to Swatches option. Now this color has been added to the Swatches panel. Now I will activate the Swatches panel from the Window menu. You see that the color we created has been added here. I choose another color, for example green, and click on the Add to Swatches option. This color is added to the panel. I can then easily use this color. The same color spectrum exists for us in the Add to Swatches panel. We can choose any of these colors that we want. We can also click on this folder icon and add a folder for the colors we want to create ourselves. I choose the name I want for the folder. For example, I write Arsh. The folder is created for me. Now I click on the Create New Swatch option. You see that the color we chose has been added to the Arch folder. I choose another color, click on this option, and it is added here. I click on the Arch palette again here and click here. In this way, you see that the new color has been added to the Arch folder. In this way, you can add your desired colors to the folder. Choose any color and click on this option. You can choose a name for that color, or you can activate the gradient mode. You can add any settings you want to the color and click on the OK option. You will see that another color folder is created. You can also hold down the left click on any color and drag it and place the colors in the desired folders. To delete colors, click on the desired color and press the delete button. It will be deleted for you, or we can select the folder, for example, and press the delete button. This folder will be selected and deleted here. Well, friends, these were all the settings you should know about color and coloring. Practice what I told you in this tutorial to fully master these options and tools. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, click the subscribe button or the subscribe below the video, and please like the video. Goodbye for now.